Your job shouldn't be like doing time in prison. And that's the one thing that I've noticed the most, is that I've never really sought that career that's a passion until now. Because after working 20 years in manufacturing, it feels like I'm doing time. And I'm just sick of doing time. Whether it's 80 hours a week. Some people are doing 80 hours a week to try to stay ahead. But that's their own fault, because they put themselves in that position where they need that money. But others, they're working, 40 hours a week and then mandatory Saturdays. Because that's the life of a manufacturer. They're pushing their employees to work extra hours all the time. And once you get into that mentality and you get into that grind, if you miss that mandatory Saturday or you miss your overtime, you really feel it in your paycheck. And then there's a FOMO, a fear of missing out on the additional money from overtime. And that's the worst thing, because that's when you know you're deep in it, you're complacent, and you're conformed to that amount of work, those hours that you're taking away from your free time, those hours that you're not putting into yourself. Now, a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck, and they need to do that. They need to work those extra hours. But they should really start to think and break down what they're doing wrong, because you shouldn't be living paycheck to paycheck. You should never have to get to that point. Unless you're like a teenager starting out and you want to save money for a car, or you're a college student and you don't have time to work. You should never be in that place in your middle age where you're living paycheck to paycheck. It's not the correct way to live. So my whole point is to find your passion, find something you like to do, try to make money off it. Usually, you shouldn't even be focused on the money. You should just do what you love to do, and make an avenue where you actually get compensation for it. That's the whole point.